It's over there. Got it.
Hello. Oh my goodness, we are packing up, let me tell you. And I just saw your last question in the group.
John,
I think we're ready to rock. I'll just ask people if you have background noise going on right now. Hey Jen, if you can silence yourself, mute yourself, just on the bottom of the, on the very bottom, if you watch the tutorial at all, you'll see that there's a mute, stop video. So if for some reason you need to take your clothes off, like just turn your video off for a minute, get yourself organized and feel free to come back. I mean, that said, we have had some people in the bath on our calls before, so that's happened. I am going to introduce Autumn shortly. I don't think she's on yet. I can't really see all the pages yet. I don't think so, not yet. Oh, we have lots of people with no video, so which is totally cool. If you want to turn your video off, you are allowed to, but I would love to see your faces. I will be recording the call, so if you have to hop off for any reason, I will be sending each one of you who received the email from me, I'll be sending you the recording so you can watch it back. I do want to show you quickly again, down at the bottom, there's a chat bar option. So if you have questions while we're talking throughout the call, please do make sure that you post them in the chat bar so that we can address them as we go through the call. I do have the questions that were addressed in Unitary Fitness and in My Time for Change compiled. And I will address them shortly after I do our introduction. I'm crazy nervous, like sweating balls. My face is beet red and I'm shaking like a mother. It doesn't matter how many times I've met Autumn or worked out on stage with her or any of that stuff, I still get super nervous every time I see her, or especially have her on a call like this, because, you know, it's nerve-wracking. So see if I can, I just want to hang tight for a second. Gotta get my document here ready. Probably have to increase the size on this too. If anybody has questions that weren't dropped in any groups right now, you can go ahead and put those in the chat bar now so that I can go back and address them as we go. Angela Power, I know you're on this call. I'm just on another document right now. If at any time you want to jump in, please do. You always have awesome questions and you're incredible. The leader on our team. I can't seem to get this to show my two pages at the same time. Can somebody tell me when you see our special guests too, so I don't keep her waiting at all? While I have a bunch of people on the call, I just ask that you also hold up one of our teammates in your thoughts and prayers today. One of our coaches, Nikki Gilfillan, went in for surgery a couple days ago, and she's now in the ICU. There's some major complications, and it's not good. I just ask that you lift her up in prayer right now, if you pray, or keep her in your thoughts, so that we can wish her well. And I'll post on the team page when I hear anything. Allie Hewitt kept me in the loop today, so I appreciate that. Calabrese, are you here? Let me just check to see if I have a message. My kids are all still awake too, so it could be interesting. We got some questions coming in, I think. Great questions coming in. Awesome. Oh my God, I hope we got the right time. We did, right? 4 p.m. Pacific time is this time, I swear, right? Okay, good question. And I know the answers to some of these, but I definitely want to keep it to her answering for us. Hey, Okay. What are you saying? No bole. No bole. No bole. I'm kind of, it's crazy to have so many. How many people here? Can you show me a show of hands? How many of you are not coaches on this call right now so we can see? We've got some clients, some newbies on here who are jumping in with the program. Hi, Christina. I see you waving over there. Hi. Who else have we got who's not a coach and is kind of maybe so? Oh, there's Nicole and Zara. Who else have I got? We have a lot of pages of people, 70 people so far. This is crazy. Tina. Yes, that makes me happy. Welcome to the team. And Mandy, welcome. We have these calls all the time, so familiarize yourself with this because it's a regular occurrence. Not just with the team calls, but like sometimes when you have your success partners and whatnot, you get on these kinds of calls so that you can powwow and exchange ideas. And 100 days as a client, Crystal, that's awesome. How are you tracking that? No, honey, I don't want you on my phone right now. I don't want you doing that, okay? By doing 21-day fix, I hope you're taking breaks in between there, yes? Taking some breaks in there. Super important to be taking those rest days in between. Oh, we've got some raised hands as well. I wonder if I know how to do this. How can I see who's raised their hand to talk to me? Zara, you have your hand up? You have your hand up. Do you want to ask a question?
I'm a big dummy. When you said to wave, I just,
oh my God,
just put my
hand
up. I didn't actually wave.
I love it. I don't even know how to do that, to be honest. I've never done it.
I just went to, well, on my phone, I went to more, and then it says raise hand. Oh, I can lower my hand. I just lowered it.
Okay, Autumn's trying to get on, but she said that the link isn't working. So I am sending it to her right now. Bear with me, guys. Ashlyn. No, that's not Ashlyn, but it kind of looks like her. I have to hang tight. Good thing I have multiple ways of contacting her. Oh my God. Are you guys as nervous as I am? Like, holy balls, man. I'm so nervous and shaking.
Not as nervous as I am to do the program.
I'm gonna kind of talk about that too. She's messaging me on Instagram, but all right. You know what? It's been revolutionary for me, truly. Like, I'm what, 100 and. Okay, Keelan, you got to get off of me, kiddo. Okay. I'm 100 and, I don't know, 45 days sober, dry. And I don't think I actually would have done it if it weren't for this program. It was like that push that I needed to really understand what I was capable of and to just push me to that extra, you know. All right, we should see her face popping on here any minute. I just sent it via text and Instagram. You guys should unmute yourselves and everybody cheer when she comes on, okay? I feel like, as soon as you see her. Oh, she's gonna message it. Oh, she's texting back. There we go. Anybody? Is she coming? Is she coming? Is she coming? Bet she's trying.
Oh.
Can you see her? Do I have Rachel?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. She's coming. This is all recording. I hope she pops on the front page when she comes on. How many of you have done 21 Day Fix already? There she is! There she is. Does everybody see her?
Hi.
Autumn is on. Oh my goodness. And we have a pretty cool call for you today. Super excited to have you on here. I can't see you on my front page. Where are you again? There you are.
I'm on.
I see you now. I see you. I see you. I didn't start introducing anything because I wanted you to be on when I did an introduction, because I did a little bit of work to do your intro.
Oh, okay.
I know. So, for those of you who don't know, here's Autumn Calabrese. You may know her as, I don't know, a cast member in Yoga Booty Ballet. Anybody seen that back in the day?
Awesome. Thank you for that.
Maybe 21 Day Fix, 21 Day Fix Extreme, Hammer and Chisel, Fixate. Among other things, she's now, she's got her new, do you call it a channel? Your Life Balance in the Pursuit of
It's Facebook Watch Show. Yep, it's a show. It's a new thing that Facebook has where people can create their own show. So I was one of the first that they invited to do it because it's not available to everybody yet.
Which is pretty amazeballs. And to be honest, it seems like she's constantly talking about things that I need right when she talks about them. And maybe that's because you see my posts and stuff too, and I don't know how you gather your thoughts and stuff for your panel episodes, but you seem to always be speaking to me when I need it most. But she's kind of taken over the whole Beachbody world, and I personally feel like has revolutionized our company and our business. I mean, everything uses these containers now. If you're not using containers, I don't know what zombie island you're living on. This is kind of the way of the world. So when you jump into 80 Day Obsession, you're going to hear things like, make it work, make it count, show me how bad you want it. How much more are you willing to give for your goal? You've got to give me everything you've got and a little bit more. Pineapples. Meow. Do you remember when you do that?
I meow like a cat. I haven't come to that day yet.
Why am I so mean?
Oh, I ask that a lot.
Don't do as I do as I say. Use that booty you've built up. Give me that extra clench. What number am I on? No, I'm talking to the voices in my head.
No, I'm not talking to the voices in my head.
What is your why? When it's hard, you're going to need it. You're going to need it to get to day 80. Make sure you know what it is. It's your desire to be the best version of you more than your desire to stop. It needs to be. It better be, among other things. And throughout this, not only are you going to get the cast members, get to know them, Harry, Richardson, Dee, Kaylee, Katrina, and Jasmine. She's actually Autumn's big sister with a much bigger, no, we're not going to say she has a bigger booty because I think, I don't know. I've been watching both booties side by side.
She's always had the bigger booty. She got more blessed there. It just happened, you know.
You're going to hear a lot of the real in this workout, unlike anything you've ever had before. Like, I don't know, she's some sort of magician because there's literally no cut. She starts and goes through, I don't know if they're going to bleep a few things out here and there, but you're going to hear the real. There's going to be talk about her son, Dom. She's going to talk about boobies. She's going to talk about wine. You're going to hear her do some singing interludes, and she should probably stick to fitness.
Definitely.
She's going to talk about our cycles because that plays into these kinds of things, especially with these intense workouts that we're doing. Really going to talk about self-care, self-love, the voices in our heads. She's going to bitch and moan and complain about the temperature of the room. She's going to laugh until she cries. And you're really going to feel like you're part of the cast. You get to witness their transformations day by day while you go through your transformation. And I think that personally is one of my favorite parts, not to mention the fact that Autumn is in there dying with us. Prior to 80 Day Obsession, she had a back injury and she didn't work out for a while. And, you know, she was getting back into it. And in the beginning, she walked around and cued things. But by the end, if she misses a rep, you best believe she gets back on the floor and she makes up every single rep that she misses. She's in pain with us. She talks about how she's hurting the next day. She has to reduce her weight sometimes because, like us, her muscles are like, her forearms are giving out because her legs clearly can lift more than her arms. But it's just a really, really wicked experience. And before you start in there, like you've probably seen in A Little Bit Obsessed, everybody's kind of all over the whole I love her outfit. So her stylist actually shares some of her workout outfits on the page Cardio Couture. So you'll see a lot of Lorna Jane. You're going to see some Under Armour, some Nike, Beyond Yoga. And I guess without further ado, I want to just welcome you to our call and let you start with however you want to start. And then I have a ton of questions that we've compiled and just some curiosities among this is a group of coaches on my team, as well as clients and challengers who've already bought their package so they can jump in and rock 80-day.
Well, first of all, that was by far the most amazing introduction ever in life. Thank you, because in 2 minutes, we just relived all of 80-Day Obsession. So great. And every bit of it is spot on. I do complain about how hot that room was because, P.S., we filmed in July, August, well, September, October, November. August, September, October is when we were filming, which for those of you who don't know are the hottest months ever in life in LA. So we were filming when it was like 120 degrees outside, and no matter how, they were bringing air conditioners into the building in addition to the ones that were in there. Cause I was like, I'm gonna heat stroke out if you don't cool this room down. So yes, you hear me complain about it. You will see me drop weights, lower weights because my forearms die. Yes, I do laugh till I cry a few times. I should never sing because it sounds like cats dying and all of the above. And I think all of that is definitely part of what brings a new element to 80-Day Obsession and hopefully makes it entertaining and fun for you guys while you're doing the workout program. I will say this, I've done 40-something plus coach calls in the last month, and I do them all differently. It really just depends on what's going to be the most beneficial for you guys. But what I can tell you that I have found to be the most beneficial is, especially since there's so much information out there now that we've got the nutrition for A Little Bit Obsessed out and everything like that, that usually you guys asking the questions and me answering tends to be the best and leads to really great conversation instead of me just sort of rambling off random facts that you may or may not have already heard about the program. So Alita, I know you said you've got a gang of questions. If you want to start there, I think that that's a great way to do it if you're cool with that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm totally cool with that. I know I have a lot of really early morning worker outers. I don't know if I made that up, but a lot of people work out super early and they're hearing talk about having to eat an hour to an hour and a half before. And what if I work out at 5? Like, can you give us, aside from your suck it up buttercup that we got,
yes,
can you speak to that for us, please?
Yeah. So look, the tough love answer that I do give to everybody is the suck it up buttercup answer. And I say things like, if you want something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. And that's not really just a catchy slogan, right? Like, that's a true story. And I got to be honest with you guys, this weekend was brutal for me. The A Little Obsessed nutrition went up. And so here's the thing, the A Little Obsessed nutrition is a fraction, it's pulled out from Day Obsession, okay? So everybody started to see it. It's not the complete nutrition program, and so people panicked. And they're like, oh my God. And I spent the entire weekend either on the computer doing Facebook Lives, trying to calm people down, or on the phone with Carl and my team trying to be like, we're gonna have to give them more language because people are literally hysterical. Like, so yes, the tough love answer is like, you do have to, at some point, stop telling me that this is how I do it, Autumn, and this is the only way I'm going to do it. Because if that's the only way you're going to do it and you're not willing to try something else, that's fine. Then just accept wherever you're at And that's where you're at, because when people are like this, and like a bull ramming into a wall and not willing to try, to just open their mind up and try, you can't let a new experience truly into your life, okay? So I'm just making that point, because whether it's this workout program, this nutrition program, or something else in your life, it is important not to be so reactionary. Oh my God, I can't do that, so clearly I can't follow time nutrition at all. Like, that was the comments I was getting. I can't do the program. And I was like, that's a bit, that's a bit much. Like, that's extra right there. Let's not be extra about it. Let's take it down a notch and let's work through this, okay? Because I'm sure if we slow down and we breathe and we look at it, we can make adjustments. And I so appreciate that everybody wants to do it to a T. What you have to remember is, when I write a program, I write for the masses, right? So I understand there's going to be people outside the ranges of what I write. And for those people, that doesn't mean you can't do it. It just means you have to make it work for you. So that being said, language is being added in to A Little Obsessed to calm people down. So we sort of handled this in 80-Day Obsession. They just didn't fully transfer it over into the A Little Obsessed Nutrition. So it was a little bit of a misstep on our part. We should have caught that, and we didn't, because, you know, sometimes when you're moving fast and we're used to it, we've been in this program for a year, we're like, yeah, that makes sense, and people will get it, and da-da-da, and forgetting, like, for somebody who's never seen something like this before, that they might panic. So new language will be added in at some point tomorrow to the nutrition plan. I cannot tell you exactly when, but you're gonna wanna keep checking the nutrition plan until you see a little update. So what you'll see is the workout block, and below the workout block, you're gonna see something listed as meal option 1, okay? These are more of your containers. And essentially, if your pre-workout meal is too much food for you, you can swap it out with the meal option 1. Because it's designed to be a smaller meal. It's designed where it can be your Shakeology meal, which is faster to make, faster to digest, and that sort of thing. And then you would just move your pre-workout meal to somewhere else in the day. So that's one thing that's being added, and that's in 80-Day Obsession. But originally, with A Little Obsessed, we were trying to only give you guys the workout block, and we realized we sort of didn't complete our sentence by not putting that meal option 1 as a swap out for the early morning people. In addition to that, I've added in a sentence that, I'm going to paraphrase the sentence, but it basically says, let me think, how do we say this? We said, if the pre-workout meal is too much food for you, you can swap it out with meal option 1. And if you're eating less than an hour before your workout, just allow yourself enough time to digest. Okay, which means, the way that's worded, that's me giving you permission to eat your meal at some point before your workout and allow whatever time you feel you need to digest so you don't puke it back up. Does that make sense? So, okay, now, what I just said is not a free-for-all to use time nutrition as a guide, or to say I don't have to eat every 2 to 3 hours. It's not me telling you you can mix and match other containers. That is the only adjustment I am making to say, for my early morning people, here's a smaller meal, and if you are able to digest in less than an hour to an hour and a half, great. Then just eat with enough time to digest. I can be completely honest with you guys and tell you, for me, I'm the person that can eat a full meal, be chewing my last bite as I walk on to set to film or walk into my gym to work out, and go through the whole workout. Not an issue in the world. In fact, that's how I feel most energized. Me personally, I don't go an hour to an hour and a half. I don't eat my pre-workout meal and wait an hour to an hour and a half. If I did that, I would get hungry mid-workout and tank out. And you'll actually see it happen once or twice in 80-Day Obsession, where I'm in the middle of the workout being like, oh, I'm so hungry. Is it time for my shake? Because now here's something else I want to explain to you guys about 80-Day Obsession and nutrition and learning to breathe through something new. So Filming 80 Day Obsession, we filmed it at 9:30 in the morning every single day. 9:30 in the morning is about an hour and a half later than I'm used to working out. I usually work out between 7:45 and 8 a.m. for me. Like as soon as my son leaves for school, I'm working out, okay? I'm also the person that I wake up, brush my teeth, go in the kitchen and make food because I'm hungry. And like I try to get food in my system before my son wakes up so I'm not angry because I'm like, I need to eat, okay? So with 80 Day Obsession, I had to start adjusting my food. So for the first week, I was like, all right, well, I'm following the plan as it says, and I need to eat an hour and a half before the workout, so I can't eat until 8 a.m. Well, I had to wake up at 5:30 in the morning to get myself ready, my son ready, and get out the door. So from 5:30 to 8, I wasn't eating. That's something my body was not used to at all, and my body doesn't like it. So the first couple days of set, I would be driving to set, and I would literally be like, oh my God, like I'm gonna pass out, I'm gonna throw up, like something, I need food in my system now. And I would eat as soon as I would get to set. But for me, that technically should have been my second meal. Like I'm used to having already eaten one meal and should have been eating a second one. So for the first few days of set, I did it like that. And I was like, this is a no-go. Like that's just not gonna cut it for me. So I tried to do something else where I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to just eat a piece of fruit. Like again, I'm the creator of the program, so I know how I can play with things to still make it work. I was like, I'm gonna pull my fruit from this meal over here, see if that piece of fruit holds me over till I get to set, eat my breakfast, and then start. Tried that for a few days. Nope. Next thing I tried, I said, okay, meal option 1, which is technically the, hey, you can put this meal option in place of pre-workout or you can eat it later in the day. I said to myself, I'm going to put meal option 1 at 5:30 in the morning when I first wake up. And then I'm going to eat my pre-workout meal at 8:30, 8:45. So that's still almost an hour before we start filming. Ding, 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 found what worked for me. But it took me 2 weeks of trying different things to figure out what worked for myself because I was on a new workout schedule. I didn't have a choice. That's when Beachbody said we were filming. I had to figure it out. Taking those first 2 weeks to figure it out is a part of the process. So don't be afraid to take time to figure it out, okay? Like I said, if you can't eat an hour to an hour and a half before, just eat with some time to digest before you go into your workout. But I do think it is important to eat something before these workouts. They are intense, they are long, your body needs fuel to get through them. So I do think you'll get better results by eating before the workout. If you say to me, hey, Autumn, I'm just not going to do it. I like to do my workouts fasted, and that's what I'm going to do. Oh, I mean, like, I'm not the police. Like, what am I going to say? Like, I've given you my best advice as your trainer and as the creator of the program. If you choose not to eat your pre-workout meal before your workout, fine. Then you start your time nutrition after your workout, and you still make sure you eat all of your meals and all of your containers throughout the day. Do I think you'll still have good results? Yes. Do I think you'd have more energy, lift harder, push harder during the workouts if you put some fuel in your body? Yeah, I do. That's why I wrote it that way. So that is a very long answer to the early morning workout people. But like I said, I got nailed with questions this week about it. So I want to be very thorough so that hopefully you guys can understand it, take it back to your challengers, or if you are a challenger, you understand it and you can answer questions to people that might have it. But that is sort of the solution for that.
I just have to run and grab sanitizer. I just had to change a shitty diaper while we were on the call.
I love it. I'll read some questions from the chat here and we'll just keep going. So let's see.
I didn't want you to think that I went MIA.
I did not. Do you want to ask me the next question since you're back?
Okay. So, well, with that said, you kind of answered some of the other ones that were in there. Questions surrounding like, well, what if keto works for me? Or what if this works for me? And, can I just
Hold on. Can I cover something really quick?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Since you mentioned the word keto, let me say this. For those who don't know what the keto diet is, real ketosis, okay, the real keto diet is a very scientific diet, and it's used by people who have certain medical conditions, like something like diabetes. They use it for people who have seizures, certain things, because they're controlling their blood sugar significantly and the amount of carbohydrates that are in their body to protect them because their body isn't functioning in the right way. And when you go into ketosis, this is actually a state that your body goes into. And it takes 7 to 10 days for your body to go into it. And the only way for your body to go into ketosis is to cut back your carbs to a significantly low level. Like, you pretty much don't eat carbohydrates. You get a little bit from vegetables sometimes, and maybe a tiny little bit, maybe like from other sources, but you really don't eat grains, you don't eat fruit, you don't eat any of these things, okay? So if somebody is doing the ketosis diet because they need it for a health reason, I am all for that, right? Like, you got a medical condition, needs to be treated, absolutely. But this keto diet that's out there where you drink a shake and people are drinking this whatever shake and putting fake ketones into their body, you are not doing the ketosis diet. You can talk smack about me all you want. I'm going to say it like it is. That's not ketosis. Your body isn't in ketosis just because you're drinking fake ketones. You could do crack too, and you could do cocaine too, but that doesn't mean you're in ketosis. You're putting fake things into your body, and then people are going, I can eat whatever I want and I don't have to work out because I'm on the keto diet. No, you're not. You're lying. You're lying to yourself. You're lying to the people around you. You are on the I put something fake in my body and hope it doesn't do bad things to me later diet. But you are not in ketosis. Ketosis is extremely difficult to go into, and there's a lot of side effects that happen from it. And again, if you need it to control a medical condition, great. But everything from nausea, headaches, dizziness, blacking out, constipation, diarrhea, dehydration, these are signs and symptoms of being in ketosis, because there's a lot of things that has to happen. You have to be without carbs for so long that your body starts producing ketones, which is an enzyme, and these ketones will eat fat as an energy source when you don't have glycogen in your body. So if you're going to go on that diet, that's fine, but really go on that diet. And if you're on the keto diet, you're not on the 80-day obsession nutrition plan, because my plan includes carbohydrates. And unless you need to be without carbohydrates for a medical reason, cutting out food groups like fruit and whole grains, not the healthiest. All you're eating is fat and protein and hopefully vegetables to push that stuff through. But you guys, if you don't have to cut out a food group, it's not the healthiest idea to cut out a food group. So I've had people ask about intermittent fasting. I've had people ask about ketosis. Look, the container system allows for a lot of nutritional theories: vegan, vegetarian, paleo, like there's all these different things. When you start messing with intermittent fasting and ketosis, those are two things that this particular program doesn't allow for. So if you're going to do intermittent fasting, you can follow the containers and stuff, but obviously you can't follow timed nutrition because intermittent fasting is on its own time frame. And I can't promise how that would work because I didn't test it. And if you're going to follow ketosis, then that has nothing to do with the 80-day obsession nutrition plan either. And again, if you're following it for a medical condition, fantastic. And you can talk to your doctor or nutritionist about how to incorporate time nutrition in addition to that, so you're getting a nice steady supply of nutrients. But I'm sorry I had to get on my high horse about that, because I get really frustrated when people think that they're being healthy because they just are uninformed. And I don't want you guys to be uninformed about your body, because this really is the only place you have to live, and you need to take care of it to the best of your ability. And putting in the fake stuff to try to burn fat so that you can be lazy and working out and eat junk food, there's nothing healthy about that. You might be skinny, but you're not healthy. So let's just make sure we know where that line is drawn.
Thank you for that. I have had a lot of questions about it, and obviously wanted to hear it right from you as well. And again, surrounding something similar to this, Autumn, is What if people aren't physically in a place where they feel capable of doing 80-day obsession, but they want to use the nutrition plan and timed nutrition?
Okay, so two things. First of all, let me just say this. 80-day obsession, although it's an advanced program.
Sports going.
Oh,
Okay, we have to leave in like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
so.
I'm going to have to get to my, sorry.
no, it's okay. I'll give you a second to mute it. Okay, so although 80-day obsession is an intermediate to an advanced workout program, it does not mean that you have to have been working out for years. It doesn't mean that you need to be at your ideal weight. It doesn't mean that you need to be shredded, okay? It's going to challenge you no matter what fitness level you are at. So when people ask me who 80-day obsession is for, I actually say it's for anybody that is interested in taking it on and can come into the program with a really open, positive mindset. So if you come into the program and you say, I'm just going to do what I can do. It might not be what Autumn's doing. It might not be what her background cast and her modifier are doing. I might be modifying the modifier. I might be pushing pause. I might not get in as many reps. If you're pushing to your max, you will always be making progress. And here's the thing, when we create workout programs, we have a target audience in mind. And the target audience for 80-day obsession was people who had a strong baseline of fitness, who were looking to take the results to the next level, who had 30 pounds or less to lose. That was the original target audience. And then we had our test group. And in our test group, we had people all shapes and all sizes, including several plus-sized women who had well over 100 pounds to lose. By no means should they, like, if they were not the target audience even a little bit. Program not created for somebody like that. Now, they all had been exercising in one way or another. Some of them were doing UV2. Some of them were doing something like 21-day fix or core to force. So all different fitness levels. You guys, these ladies came and crushed this program so hard. It doesn't mean that they didn't struggle. And I would get messages every day, like from Tulin, like one of our coaches in the group. And she was like, I can't hold myself in plank right now. She's like, so I put my hands on the couch and I hold myself in plank because I can't do it on the floor. Great. My modifier is not doing that. She just modified to the point of what she could do. Her husband, who has MS and is wheelchair bound, did this workout program right beside him. Clearly, this man is not doing what I'm doing or the background cast is doing. You guys, he did so great. By the end of the workout program, he was doing surrenders with weights out of his wheelchair, obviously, like to do a surrender. So this is somebody who has MS, something that's attacking his body, making it so that more often than not, he's in a wheelchair. He got out of his wheelchair, held weights, and did surrenders. So it's, again, it's all up to you and it's all up to your mind as to how far you can go and what you're going to do with this program. So that's my first thing, is that if you're actually interested in it, try it. Go with light weights or no weights, right? Like modify the modifier, push pause, do as much as you can. You'll make progress if you're pushing yourself. But if you're like, nope, I'm not there. I'm the person who knows that what my limits are and this is not where I'm at yet. And you want to do timed nutrition. Listen to me very carefully, because yes, you can do timed nutrition. You cannot use the formula from 80-day obsession. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but the formula that goes along with the containers changes from workout program to workout program, depending on the intensity of the workout program. So if you're not doing 80-day obsession workouts, you can't use the 80-day obsession formula because you're not working out that hard. And based on all of the stats we have, 80-day obsession is the hardest workout in the catalog, even more so than P90X. At times, in terms of calorie burn. What I'm saying is in terms of calorie burn and that sort of thing. On average, people are burning 600 calories a workout, on average. We had some people burning upwards of 800 in some of the workouts. But if you're going to do the time nutrition with something like 21-day fix or fix extreme or something like that, you use the formula from that program to find out what bracket you're in. So let's say you do the formula from 21 Day Fix and it puts you in bracket B. Then you can look at bracket B in 80 Day Obsession and see how your time nutrition lines up. Like, okay, these are my containers for my pre-workout. These are my containers for my post. These are my containers for the rest of the day. But it's very important that you use the formula from the program, from the workout program you're doing. And if you're not doing any Beachbody program, you use the formula from Portion Fix, which is also on Beachbody On Demand, to get to the right bracket. Once you're in the right bracket, you can look at that in 80 Day Obsession. And that goes for if you do 80 Day Obsession and then you move on to another program, you can still follow time nutrition.
I think so many people do that, is like they jump around, especially now that we have BOD, is people are doing all these different programs and playing around, but when it comes to the nutrition side of things, it's so hard as a coach even to be trying to tell them, like, okay, well, but using the right formula for the right program, because you're changing up the intensity. And let me tell you, this program is intense and it's hard. And so a couple things that I just want to give you kind of an idea of timeline wise. I have about 4 things on the top of my mind. I have a lot of questions about pregnancy, yay or nay, nursing accommodations, self-care, and there's one more, like, just to really drive home this whole self-care thing. There was one more thing. Oh, adding in extra fitness. Say I want to go for a couple runs, or I want to work out on my lunch hour. So if you can speak to those things, and I'll try and see what else is in the chat.
Okay, so let's start with pregnancy, yay or nay. The answer is nay. This program is not for pregnant women, you guys. And it's not very often that I will tell you that, but this is one of those times where it's just not a good idea. The program is really intense. Your heart rate is going to go up and it's going to stay up. That's just not ideal during pregnancy to have your heart rate quite as high as I'm going to take you during these workouts. We're on our back a lot in the workout program. You really shouldn't be on your back after 14 weeks of pregnancy. We work your balance a ton in this program. And although sometimes my modifier will show holding onto a chair and stuff, when you're pregnant, your body releases the hormone relaxin, your joints spread, and your balance isn't as good as it used to be. So doing lateral squats with loops around your legs or duck lunges with loops around your legs, not ideal when you're pregnant. The last thing you want is to accidentally fall and God forbid have something horrible happen, right? It's just not worth the risk. And although nobody I know fell ever in the program, it's just not worth the risk. Like, this is one of those times, this isn't for you. Also, there is time nutrition and there is the meal plan. And we all know that we feel like crap the first trimester of pregnancy. And by the second trimester, you're feeling pretty good. But by the third trimester, you feel so big and the baby's pushing up on your stomach, you can't always eat very much and that sort of thing. And you're not sleeping very well at night because you're uncomfortable, which ties into self-care and the fact that you may or may not be able to do it during pregnancy. So it's one of those things where I just say, just wait. Just do, you can, I'm not saying you can't work out, but stick with something else. There's the prenatal series on BOD. There's, I think, prenatal yoga now. There is Yoga Booty Ballet, Baby on the Way. There's 21 Day Fix even that you can do modified because you can really follow the modifier there. So there's a lot of other options. This just is not the ideal option during pregnancy. In terms of the breastfeeding moms, we'll sort of stay on this topic, it's covered in the guidebook. And for anybody that's a Beachbody coach, you are probably going to hear me say this more than ever with this program. Read the guidebook. Because I can't tell you how many times I get questions and I'm like, it's on page 2. Did you even look at it like a little bit? Like, I know nobody wants to read and everybody just wants to have me tell them the answer, but you have to read my response to your answer anyways. So you might as well read the guidebook and learn what you're doing, you guys. Part of what I enjoy about being a trainer is to teach. Like, I don't just tell, I could just tell you what to do. But if I don't teach you, you're not any better for it because you're not going to understand it later and you're not going to understand the why I'm having you do it. And then if you don't understand the why, it's harder to stick to it. So there's a lot in that guidebook just so you understand why we're doing certain things and how it's going to benefit you. So read that. But I cover breastfeeding in the guidebook. You're basically going to eat at maintenance. The one thing I'll say about breastfeeding mamas is I really wouldn't take on 80-day obsession until the baby's sleeping through the night. Because once again, self-care is so much a part of this program. It is prescribed. Literally, I tell you, you need to make sure you're getting at least like 7 or 8 hours of sleep a night. Some of you might tell me that's impossible. Guess what, you guys? I promise I'm just as busy as everybody else. Like, I just make it happen. And whatever doesn't get done one day gets moved to the next. Like, that's all it is, because my sleep is important because it's about my health, okay? So sleep is going to be very, very important, and it will impact your results. People don't always realize this, but the magic of exercise doesn't happen in the workout. It happens when you sleep. When you exercise is when you literally tear your body down. You tear your muscles on microscopic levels, which is what's supposed to happen. And then when they heal, they get stronger. When they heal is when you sleep. So if you don't sleep and go into a deep REM sleep, your body doesn't heal. You will be bloated. You will be more sore. You will wake up craving more sugary things because your body is looking for an energy source. All of these things can happen from lack of sleep. And so often we are now the society of like, oh my God, I'm going on 4 hours of sleep and 8 cups of coffee. And we think it's like a badge of honor. And it's not at all. You're just running yourself into the ground. Like, it's nothing to be proud of. In fact, I feel like we should all be embarrassed that we're not saying we're important enough to get sleep. And even with self-care, things like foam rolling, stretching, soaking in an Epsom salt bath, maybe getting a manicure or pedicure, ladies, or going for a massage if you can swing it, whatever. All of these things count as self-care, and it's important because these are the things that help you de-stress. They help get the lactic acid out of your body. They help your muscles recover. All of this is important. When you're training like an athlete, you have to treat your body like an athlete. And I'm not saying you have to go spend hundreds or thousands of dollars on massages or anything like that, but you got to do what you got to do to take care of your body. When you guys watch the weekly obsession videos, you'll see my cast 9 times out of 10 having their conversations while they sit on foam rollers. Because every day before we would start the workout, they'd all be out there like oohing and ahhing about how much pain they were in while they foam rolled out all the knots in their body. If you have knots all in your body, a knotted tight muscle is not a strong muscle. Think about that. If something is all knotted up, it's not going to be able to contract and release the way it's supposed to because there's a knot in it. You don't want that. You want your muscles flexible and strong and able to work to the best of their ability. So self-care is going to be crucial. If your baby's not sleeping through the night, I'm circling back to my breastfeeding mommies, you're not going to be able to recover from these workouts. If you don't have time to meal prep or eat when you're supposed to, it's going to make your results from the program not as great. And it might frustrate you, and you might feel like the program's too hard or the program's not for you, when really it just wasn't the right time. And it's very rare when I say, oh, it has to be the exact right time, because I don't often believe there is an exact right time to try something new. But there are a few circumstances like pregnancy or breastfeeding where you're like, maybe I just wait a few months and then it would be better for me. And those are one of those times. So that was pregnancy, that was breastfeeding, that was self-care. What was the fourth one? Oh, people who want to add running or things like that into their day. I'm never going to tell you guys you can't do more fitness, okay? Like, you'd have to do an awful lot for me to be like, you're doing too much. If you think about how active people used to be compared to how little activity we get now, going for an extra run and things like that are definitely not going to be bad for you. The biggest thing is you're going to need to make sure you're eating enough. So if you're doing extra workouts 4 times or more a week, then you're going to need to be eating to accommodate, which means you should probably start in maintenance. Even if you're trying to lose weight, you should still start in maintenance. And depending on how intense the workouts are, you might need to eat even one bracket up from that, depending. So like, I've got a lot of people like coming up on marathon training season, and I'm like, well, if you're doing 8 and 12-mile runs multiple times a week, eating in maintenance is going to be your minimum. You might need to even go one bracket above that to make sure you're fueling your body enough so you don't gain weight. I know that probably just blew everybody's mind, but if you're not fueling your body enough, your body will hold on to everything you give it. So you need to play with that a little bit and find where the sweet spot is. In addition to that, if you are doing a double workout a day, people ask me what they should do about their workout block. Where should it go? The workout block is 80-day obsession specific, so it always stays with the 80-day obsession workout.
Okay, so kind of around that whole thing, should they bump up a bracket then, if that's in air quotations? I guess it depends on where they fall within the bracket. If they're on the lower end of, say, bracket C, they could still eat within C, or?
Well, they should do the maintenance formula. So when you look at 80-day obsession, you'll see there's a weight loss formula and there's a maintenance formula. So if you don't have a lot of, first of all, if you don't have a lot of weight to lose, if it's like 7 or 8 pounds or less, you probably want to do the maintenance formula, believe it or not, okay? But you're gonna do the maintenance formula, like if you're, like I said, if you're working out hard 4 or more times a day, like if you're doing doubles 4 or more times a day, start with the maintenance formula and do that for a good 2 weeks, see how you feel. And if you still feel like you need more, then you would bump up 1 more bracket and see how that feels and see if you can find the sweet spot. You guys, you have to remember, nutrition is not a exact science, right? So what works exact for one person might need to be tweaked a little bit for the next person. So again, when I write workout programs, I'm writing for the masses, like what should work on average for everybody. But that doesn't mean, given certain circumstances, you might not have to play with it a little bit, and you have to be okay with it. The thing is to not play with it so much that you're so all over the place that you can't figure out what works and what doesn't.
Okay, are you ready for my last, like, I'm going to throw a bunch of questions at you?
Munchkins.
While we giggle. Okay, so most of this revolves around working outside the home. What if I only get 1 30-minute break in a 9-hour shift? Sorry. What about someone who works shift work, like nights versus days? And the last one is there going to be an 80-day obsession tracker app like there is for the Pics?
Okay, so first of all, for those of you who said you only get a 30-minute break and a 9-hour day, you should call somebody, because that's against the law. It's first of all, you should be getting a 30-minute and at least another 15-minute break. That's by law that you're supposed to get that time. So I'm not necessarily saying go rock the boat, but at the same time, just know that that is what you are entitled to, because you can't expect somebody to go 9 hours and only get to eat 1 time. That's just not okay. That being said, if that's the situation you're in and it's not going to change, first of all, you guys, I say this all the time, being prepared isn't half the battle, it is the battle, and it's the exact same thing for this program. You're gonna need to be prepared. So it's great time to start working on meal prep. And I'm not saying meal prep like you see people on social media with like 5 meals a day for 5 weeks stacked all pretty in your refrigerator. Like, it doesn't have to be that intense. You need to make sure you grocery shop. So you need fruit on hand, you need veggies on hand, you need lean proteins on hand, you need healthy carbohydrates on hand, right? Like, if you cook off some chicken or you bake off some fish, or maybe you make a recipe or 2 from the cooking show Fixate so you have it in the refrigerator, like, just having stuff that you can grab is going to be really important. Whether it doesn't matter. Look, you guys, I don't work from home. I don't know if people assume that I work from home, but I don't. Like, I happen to be at home right now doing these calls because I made it so that I would be sitting here quietly with you guys. But normally, once I leave the house for the day, I'm going down to Santa Monica for meetings at Beachbody headquarters. I'm going to the other side of town for filming stuff. I'm here, I'm there. I'm rarely at home. When we filmed 80-Day Obsession, the only 2 meals I ate at the house were the one I ate at 5:30 in the morning and the one I ate at like 7 o'clock at night. I have a cooler. I take it with me. I use the 6-pack lunchbox. I've mentioned that for years. I don't get paid by them or anything like that. I just happen to like the lunchbox because it's really good quality. Like, I've had one for 4 years that I've used. So as long as I keep it clean, it holds up. But my point is you're going to need to pack meals and bring them with you. Like, if you work a 9 to 5 out of the house, you should be packing food and bringing it with you. If you work in a situation where it's hard to get a break, then I would pay attention to packing things that are easy and fast to eat. So that might require a little extra thought, but like if you work that 9-hour shift, right? Let's say you eat right before you get to work. So now you go 3 hours before you need to eat again. Maybe your next meal is that really easy, it depends on what bracket you're in, but like red, purple, green, teaspoonish type meal, okay? Well, that could be your Shakeology, and you can mix it up with some water. You can throw some power grains in there. You can bring a banana with you and eat half a banana, and you can bring a little peanut butter packet with you, right? That takes care of that meal, and that's fairly easy to eat no matter what job you're doing, because you can drink your Shakeology, takes about 3 seconds to eat a banana, and you can squirt a peanut butter packet into your mouth if you need to. Like, it's doable. Take a bathroom break. Tell them you're going to the bathroom. Like, we're all allowed to do that. And then, so that would take care of another 3-hour stretch, right? By the next 3-hour stretch, you should be at your 30-minute break. So you get to eat. So you're 6 hours into the shift, I think, at this point, which means you only have 3 hours left. So after you eat lunch, if you only have 3 hours left, you have another meal with you, so you eat it as soon as you're done working, because you don't want to have to drive all the way home in traffic and prepare a meal. That's because now you're going to be behind. So it's not impossible. It requires extra planning. It requires bringing stuff with you. Sometimes you eat cold food. Welcome to life. It just happens. If you're a parent, you're probably used to it anyways. I haven't had a hot meal since Dominic was born. It just is what it is. It's very rare if I sit down to a warm meal because I'm running around, like whatever. So again, where there's a will, there's a way. And if not, you'll find an excuse. So you have to decide how bad you want it. Like I said, these sayings are not just sayings. You really have to put that thought into your head. How bad do I want this? How important is it to me? How can I make this work? Because we can all make it work. We have to eat throughout the day. That's important. It's the same thing if you work a night shift. Whenever you wake up, that's your morning. That's when your time nutrition starts. So whether you're getting your workout in right then and there, or you're not going to get your workout in until later in the day, that's your morning. We all get 24 hours in a day, okay? So if you wake up at 5 o'clock at night and you're not going to go to bed until, sometime the next afternoon, that's fine. You get up, you have your first meal, and you start spacing out your time nutrition every 2 to 3 hours after that. So it works for everybody regardless. You just sometimes have to make a little bit extra effort. Did I cover all of the questions, or was there something I missed?
I think the other one was the app.
Oh, the app. Not that I know of right now, but there are printable tracker sheets. So they're still trying to figure the app situation out. I know they've got like conversations in the works, but they're trying to figure something out where they don't have to make a new app for every single workout program, because that gets to be kind of chaotic. So I think they're trying to figure out something within BOD where you can track stuff. So they're not there yet, but they're working on it.
With the whole travel thing, like when I traveled to Calgary, I literally packed my food. It took 2 days for me to prep my food. I flew with it. I wasn't crossing the border. Otherwise, going to the States, Canadians, we can't bring our food over, right? So you find a grocery store and you shop and you buy your stuff and you get a cooler and you find some ice and you figure your shit out. One of the easy traveling meals that I found was banana pancakes. Mm-hmm. It's like they fit in a Ziploc bag and you can pack a ton of them, right? Yep. Granted, bananas are a high sugar fruit, so you want to be cautious with what you're doing with that.
There's a recipe on Fix8 and it'll tell you what that container equivalent is.
Exactly.
No.
But I'm a little bit jealous of the whole meal one swap thing. I followed the stuff to a T, right? And so literally before Super Saturday, got up at 4 o'clock in the morning and ate chicken with sweet potatoes and spinach with sunflower seeds. So if I gagged it down and I did the freaking workout so that I could get there and stay on track 150%. Okay. And then didn't work out with Joel and Jericho, watched them because I had to, right? Yeah. Katrina too. We were both there and we're like, we are both the walls, autumn bitches.
Yes, I love you guys. But let me say, well, first of all, you do know you can have coconut shreds to count as an orange, which is a little bit more yummy for breakfast.
You know what? I just had to make what was easy to bring with me that I'm going to keep it on track.
Got it. Because eggs are also great at 4 o'clock in the morning compared to chicken.
Yeah, but I messed up my containers, so I needed those at a different time.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, it happens. But the point is there's a lot of options. I do want to tell you guys one thing. Don't get stuck in the whole like, oh, it's a red, a yellow, and a green, and all I can have is chicken and rice and broccoli. Like, get creative with your food. It's 80 days of this. You'll get bored. And really, it's a lifetime of this, so don't get bored. And with that, use Fixate. Like Bobby and I make these recipes for you guys and film these recipes. They're all done with container equivalents listed. 95% of them are incredibly easy to make. And when we launch 80-Day Obsession, there will be a whole list in Fixate of 80-Day Obsession specific recipes. So that's something the test group did not have. But for the first month of the program, I had Bobby make me food so that he could work out recipes that were container equivalents to certain meals in 80-Day Obsession. And he came up with some really amazing stuff that was like so delicious and made me so happy. And I was like, why didn't I think to do that? Because I'm not the chef. So don't be afraid to go in there and look for ideas so you don't have to be bored. That's the whole point of that show. Use it.
I think that's one of the things that's super awesome is that you can be like me who is like keep it simple stupid, or sorry, I shouldn't say that word in front of my kids. I am totally like green, red, like that's how I cook. I don't do recipes. Or you can be a recipe person and you can make this work. And there's tons of different meal plans and recipes that are going to be compiled that we can all share. And I had just caught wind of earlier this week about you doing the 80-Day Obsession. Silly, thank you. That's a better word. And then everybody is gonna get a baby in the mail today.
Yes, love it.
And then we can all wear this with pride and say that we friggin' did it.
Yes, so. I love it. I'm gonna stay with us.
Oh, you're so cute. Is that where we look at your boobs? Oh. No, I don't have boobs, honey. This is 80-Day Obsession. 80-Day Obsession took what I had away. I mean, built into stronger pecs is what I meant to say. I don't want to keep you any longer, Autumn. We've had you for a full hour. I just want to say thank you for taking the time. Katrina and I were both part of the test group, and we both are on and feel very fortunate. She's in the car, so not able to chime in. But both feel very blessed and fortunate to have had the opportunity to not only be in the test group, but to share the energy and excitement with our teams and our clients. And you've really helped me to change my life.
Oh, I love you so much. You're so sweet. You guys, first of all, she did an amazing, well, both you ladies did, but everybody did. But obviously, Alita, we've talked about this so much. You crushed the program and you changed your life because you committed to it and you took from it what you needed to take from it. And that is there for anybody and everybody who's just willing to be open to that. Like somebody asked me the other day what I wanted people to learn from the program, and I said I want them to learn whatever it is that they need to learn from it. That's not for me to say. Everybody's on their own journey, and you will get something different if you're open to whatever it is you need to get from the program. And Alita is amazing proof of that, and you guys can look at her story and hear her story and hear what she's gone through and the changes that she's made. And obviously with her smoking bod and all her kitties running around there, like, you know, it can be done. So I thank you and applaud you for all of your hard work that you put into the program and for changing your own life. So thank you. And now you're going to go inspire hopefully hundreds and thousands of other people to do it as well. And I couldn't ask for more than that.
I couldn't have done it without you. So thank you from the bottom of my heart.
You are welcome. Thank you guys for having me on and for sharing your evening with me. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful, awesome holiday season. And for all you coaches, I hope to see you guys in the test group starting January 8th.
Can't wait.
Have a good night, guys.
Thanks, Autumn.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh my goodness, wow.
Bye.
That was so crazy amazing. Hey, guys.
That was awesome.
Oh, my gosh.
Thank you for setting that
That was
up.
hilarious.
I don't have to leave right this second, so if anybody wants to share some last thoughts, unmute yourselves. Like, how crazy was that to, like, talk to Autumn and, like,
That was so awesome, Alita. Thank you for setting it up.
so cool, right? Katrina, actually, when we were offered this opportunity, we knew that there were going to be so many people who were wanting to do it, and we knew we had a limit. So Katrina actually came up with the idea of, you know what, if people are going to go and purchase their package, and we have this date set up, let's give them the opportunity to be on this call. And I mean, we almost maxed out. So that's pretty awesome. In fact, I think I invited like 101 people, and we had 80 people on the call. So that was pretty amazing. I can't read anything because my eyes are watering and I don't have my glasses on. Thank you for all of the comments in there. Yeah, who's talking?
Jackie.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi. So we're actually on the drive to Calgary in a snowstorm right now, and I'm pretty sure I just used up all my data for the entire month. Thank you so much for that. Setting this up, I know you and Katrina put in the work to get this to happen, and it's worth every penny of overage I have to pay for this phone call.
Hey, Jackie, you just write that off, sister, okay? This was a coach call. You're welcome. But yeah, you guys, if you have more questions as we continue on throughout this, if you're a client who's on this, who's still on the line here, the majority of us coaches are going to be in our own test group with Autumn while the program launches. We'll be in there with her for the full 80 days. So make sure if you're in a challenge group with your coach that you're asking those questions so we can be on the lookout for the right answers, and we can be providing you with those answers. You're welcome. You're welcome. Provide you with those answers as we go. I know when we were going through, and that's one of the reasons that, you know, Katrina and I are going to be doing it again, because when we were going through it, Autumn was going through it, and we were experiencing the same roadblocks and the same experiences. I started out in weight loss formula, and within the first 4 weeks, I had to switch down to maintenance formula because I was exhausted. I literally couldn't life. I was so exhausted, I could barely function, like I couldn't hold myself up. I had to go to bed, and with Sean working away, I had to have more energy. So I started to begin to recognize that I needed to add more sugar, naturally occurring sugar, into my nutrition so that I could get that energy that I needed. And instead of eating super clean, healthy yellows, you know, Autumn went live and we were talking in the live, and I said, like, I strongly feel that I need to have a dirtier yellow. I need a carb that's going to give me more energy, because it kind of felt like, for anybody who's gone through the keto flu, I was dying. I was literally dying. Like I couldn't put out with my husband because there was nothing left in the tank. I couldn't hold myself up. I couldn't carry my baby. It was that bad. So coming to really understand and recognize when your body is telling you things. So for those of you who are going to maybe struggle with lack of sleep, when you're getting 4 hours sleep, 5 hours sleep, is it better to push through? Probably not. Is it more ideal for you to, you know, maybe not push so hard, not lift so heavy in your workout? Yes. We also, while I have you on here, I want to tell you about, we do have our post-workout protein, which is our recover, but we also have a protein called Recharge, and it's meant to be taken before bed. It like helps you sleep. It helps your muscles to recover and to recuperate. So if you find that you are really sore, and to be honest, I don't think there was a single day that I wasn't sore in this program. It was very intense. And that sounds good. Thank you for being on, Denise. That area, the gunt area between your gut and your down low, you know that there's 4 abs down there? Yeah, they've never hurt so much in my life. My life. Like, don't giggle, don't laugh, don't turn the wrong way, because those muscles are there and they are about to come out, and like whether or not they pop because you're thin enough for them to show, those babies are going to hurt because you're using these sliders, and your world is about to change. Like we were talking about in the coach test group, talking about, I can't see the chat. Jackie's stuck on the screen here. I don't know what's going on there. I'm going to see if I can get back to gallery view. There we are. there were times, like we were just saying in the test group, we said, drop your top 10 tips for people. And I was like, can we say like, you're going to get it doggy style for the next 80 days? Because that's about the only way you can do it. Like, because your muscles are sore in all the places. That was my tip. But don't actually touch me from behind, because booty day and legs day and hamstrings. And like, you're going to have to get creative with a few things. Okay. I'm just going to put that out there. But remember, when you're feeling that pain is the pain of change. And remember that there are solutions. Massages are game changer. I still have steady standing massages booked with my massage therapist. If you can find somebody to come to your house and massage you while your kids are asleep, that comes to you, amazeballs. I found a girl locally. If anybody's in Brantford area, I can share her contact with you. Epsom salt baths. If you have a hot tub, use it. Sauna, use it. Foam roller, use it. She actually does a workout called roll and release. It's she actually added it earlier into the program because we were dying. We needed help. I have a rumble roller from Beachbody. It's on our website. I don't have a big foam roller, but I have a rumble roller, and it's the one that has all the bumps on it. And I mean, it looks like it would be really painful, and there are going to be days that you're in really a lot of, without scaring you away, it's going to be the best pain that you've ever felt, and your body's going to change dramatically. Okay, I need to actually address my children at some point tonight too, but I do want to also say that I forget what I was going to say. There was something and it was important, and I don't know what it was. Take photos. I really, really strongly encourage you. For the test group, we had to take our photos every Sunday. So every Sunday morning to take your check-in photo, or Monday morning to take your check-in photo, helps you to keep on track. Over the weekend, I think the only cheat that I had was a couple teaspoons of extra peanut butter throughout the whole program. Literally, that was the only cheat that I had, and may have had it like an hour too late. But that's what I did. I am 147 days sober, still drinking my sparkling water out of my girl boss wine glass. It's changed my life. And I hope that you also experience the same kind of life-changing experience in wherever it is that you need it in your life, whether it's to believe in yourself in a way that you have never believed in yourself before, to push yourself to a limit that you never thought that you could before, to try before you modify, to experience that first feeling of doing, say, a push-up on your toes, or doing a squat in full range, or whatever it is, going to buy heavier weights, whatever that is. I want you to remember to celebrate the crap out of every single milestone in this journey. It's going to be those moments that keep you pushing when you feel like you can't possibly go on anymore. This is going to test you in ways that you never knew possible. So find your tribe, work together, lean on each other. It's one of the reasons I'm hosting. I'm sorry, they were quiet for so long. They're tapped. It's one of the reasons that I'm doing my thing in my accountability group, is because there's so many people in there. But another thing is for us. Oh, you're welcome. I don't know who that is from iPad. Tell me who you are. You're welcome. But we went on Zoom like this. This is how I worked out with my people in the test group with Katrina. We came on here at, for me, 12:30 in the afternoon, because Autumn was 9:30, and we worked out together. Thanks, Heather. We were on Zoom together, and one person would stream the workout and share their screen, and we would all be working out together. So in between moves, we could come and chat and be like, holy shit, that was really hard. And we could cry and we could laugh, and we would take a screenshot after our workout together, and we would post it in the group, and it was just a way to keep us together. So there's going to be different time zones across your different groups, just like there was for us. So for coaches, maybe set up a couple different times, a couple different Zoom links, or teach your people how to use Zoom so that they can Zoom together, and you can have these, we call them pineapple groups, because pineapple is our safe word. I don't know if she talks about it in a little bit of Best, I can't remember. But pineapple is our safe word. So when you feel like you want to tap out, you yell pineapple. And you just keep going. So when you feel like you need to pineapple, you share it and you push through. And when you go next week and you're able to do that one thing that you weren't able to do the week before, you know, you really have to celebrate that and really capitalize on that emotional feeling that you have, because this isn't about losing weight at the end of the day. This is about the way that you feel through the process of losing weight. At the end of the day, this journey is not about that actual loss itself. It's about what you hope to feel when you lose that weight. That is the epitome of goal setting, is how you tie that to deeply rooted emotion. A book that would be really great to use in conjunction with this, if you're looking at goal setting and making this a meaningful journey, Desire Map by Danielle Laporte is a great book in terms of like really trying to establish your goals in life and having them tied to emotion. Anyway, thank you so much, Tina. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Is there any last questions before we disconnect? I know
What's the
we've
name
got.
of the book you just said, Alita?
What's that?
What's the name of that book you just said?
It's called The Desire Map. Danielle Laporte is amazing. You can even like YouTube her name, and she has really awesome videos even that are super short that kind of get you thinking about the goals that you're setting in your life. But I definitely encourage you to listen to the words when you're going through these workouts, even with a little bit obsessed, and really start paying attention to the way that your life is changing as you begin to rid yourself of the negative self-talk and start recognizing what you are capable of through this process and this program. If you do follow it to a T, following this nutrition plan with the workouts, this is truthfully the first time I've ever followed a nutrition plan to a T, ever. I've loosely followed some before. The only time that I committed to a nutrition plan was 21 Day, hi sweetheart, was 21 Day Fix Extreme, and I was super pregnant. So I was like, oh, you want a yellow? Have a yellow. So this was actually my first time on a meal plan. Hi, Galla's kids. Hi, you guys. All right. I should probably go and put my kids to bed. And hi, you guys. Aw, thank you. If you guys took screenshots from our call, make sure you share them. Like if you're a client and this is the first time you've been on a Zoom call and you're on with a super trainer, share that and talk about it, because you earned this call. You've worked hard to get here and you're going to work even harder. If you're a coach, make sure you share about this, again, because it's an opportunity. This has been an opportunity, and these are going to continue to be opportunities that you can carry with you through your business. Who doesn't want a piece of this? Who doesn't want to be on a call like this with other amazing people? I'm looking at the smiles, Nicole, Kim, Tina. I just, like, I love everything about this. So without further ado, you guys, let's rock the out of 80 Day Obsession and let's get obsessed. Who's ready to get obsessed? Me! Okay, I'm gonna share this recording. Once I get it uploaded to Zoom, I will send it out, or uploaded to YouTube. I will get it sent out to everybody on my email list. And for anybody who's not on my list, I'll get it to the coaches so that they can get it to you. And I really look forward to seeing all the transformations. Well, you can't see the inside changes, but hearing about the stories and seeing the physical changes along this journey over the next 80 days once we launch. Oh, and a little bit obsessed. Don't forget, get on there. This Wednesday, we get another sneak peek, okay? Use those loops and sliders, and I guess that's it. Thanks, guys. I think it. You did drink Mommy's drink. I think it. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye.